Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim and this is Q&A where I answer your questions, or I try to. This is Q&A with channel messages because I'm trying to do things differently. Because I need to switch it up. You know, we need variety. We need different things here. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you are engaging in self-care. I hope you are managing your stress. Hope you are drinking lots of water. Water is important. I hope you are sleeping at least 7 hours. Because it's important nowadays, especially with everything and all the stressors and all the things we have to deal with. Lots of things in the news. Before I start, everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Also for informational purposes. Also alleged. Okay, everything I say here is alleged, even in those comments. Okay. Did y'all? So, all right. Let's get to it. Let's just get to it. Bondi. Did y'all see her in the hearing yesterday? I woke up. Let me give you a little commentary, okay, of yesterday for me. I woke up and I got ready for the morning. I was settling into my morning. I opened my laptop after I was settling in, did the things I need to do, and she was on. And I remembered, oh yeah, it's a hearing today. Let me see if it's happening. And she was on there hooping and hollering. And I opened it just as she was reading her written statement. And when she said the Dow Jones, I said, wait a minute. Now I didn't see what was said beforehand. I didn't see that, but I didn't need to. I think Jamie Raskin spoke first. I don't know what the question was, but I know it was not about the Dow Jones because it has nothing to do with her. And I said, wait a minute. Are we? When she was speaking, I said, is she okay? I said, wait a minute. What? And the Dow Jones is up 50,000 points because of Donald Trump, President Trump. You should all apologize for impeaching him. Like, I said, she is insane. Pam Bondi is insane. She's crazy. She has no integrity. She has no compassion or empathy. She has no humanity. She refuses to uphold the law, or the oath that she took to protect the Constitution. But most of all, she's insane. But you know what? You know what? The people that he hired, Donald Trump likes that. The way she was behaving is the same way he was behaving during his trials. And right-wing people they use a lot of psychology. They use a lot of psychology, abusive psychology. They use it in an abusive way. And the the Darvo tactic. For those of you who don't know it is as a tactic used when you're in an argument with someone, in a conflict with someone. It's very crazy. Deny, right? You deny the accusation, you attack, and you reverse the victim and perpetrator, like she was doing. How, what did she say? Don't you tell me the thing she had planned to say to the Democratic representatives about their district. That's Darvo. They use a lot of psychology, and Democrats use intelligence and logic, reality, because they are intelligent. And so that's why you can't really, when they do that stuff with them, you can't really shake them up, because like someone, you can't, for the most part, most of all of them, you can't. Ted Lieu was so, they were all fantastic. And I'm saying this because of the way they responded to her. They did not, it was so perfect because they kept such composure for the most part. And she didn't have a lot of leeway. She just looked unhinged. And the Republicans there, I know they were like, oh my God. And it was so obvious what was happening, like trying to give her layups, so talking about things that had nothing to do with why she was really there, and glazing her up, and glazing Donald Trump up. It was so pathetic. This is all of your issue, and you're gonna just do this? Jim Jordan needs to moisturize, I've always said, and he was just letting her go and letting her break the rules and glazing her up. It was sick. It was sick. The way that they glaze and bow down to Donald Trump, it's crazy. 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 It's nuts. And it's so insane as I'm watching this display. I said to myself, there were times where I got frustrated. There were times where I had to mute her. I didn't even listen to any of the Republicans speak. I think I listened to two and I was like, they're just glazing up. I'm not doing this. Because you know why? It is so obvious, the shift that I talked about. And I said, I was like, there's a shift completely. It is, people are getting less upset and reactive to what they do and say, and more like, this is crazy. the blatant, the blatant corruption, the blatant ignorance and lack of compassion and lack of integrity and unprofessionalism leaves you breathless, is astounding. It's astounding. She could not hold her composure. 5 minutes in, she couldn't hold herself together. She was so dysregulated, and you would see. Obviously, she knew what they would ask based off of because they're surveilling. She had that burn binder, that burn book. She was not there to answer questions. She was there to do Donald Trump's bidding. And so were the Republicans there. And it was just like, are y'all okay? And the shift of it, and she couldn't even turn to the survivors and apologize for the incompetence of unredacting their names and redacting the perpetrators' names, making sure those were covered up. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. And she doesn't, I don't think she realized how unhinged and unwell she looked. And I like that. I like that she behaved in that manner. I like that she was crashing out every time they asked about Jeffrey Epstein. I like that she crashed out every time, every single time. Don't you tell me! And saying things about the district, that Darvo. And their response was simply to push forward and push on. Ted Lieu did masterfully. Jasmine Crockett, master. They all did well. But Ted Lieu, for me, Ted Lieu confronted her in a way that was so smooth, and it reminded me of me because people like, I've dealt with people like Pam Bondi. I've had clients like her, and it reminded me of Kamala Harris. That sort of even killed, calm tone of voice, and you don't have to get upset or argue with someone like her because it's absurd. And you look at someone like her and you just like, he was so calm in asking his question. And then he said, okay, she was so dysregulated. And he said, okay, I agree with you. And you answered, you said no. And I believe you just lied under oath. Don't you tell me. And he just brushed through that. He didn't even flinch when she started raising her voice. She couldn't get any of them. She couldn't get to any of them. She couldn't upset them or shake them up or I heard everything they said, every question. And Ted Lieu said, you lied under oath. It's in video here. You just lied under oath. And he had the receipts as to how and why she lied. And that was the nail in her coffin. She had many. That was the main one. That was the main one. He said, she tried to, and he just was like, no, you did that. I got you. And all the representatives knew who she was, knew her game, knew what her tactics were, and she couldn't trip them up. Jasmine Crockett did amazing. Jamie Raskin, he was the one in charge, not Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan looked pathetic. He was there because he needs to do what Trump wants him to do. He was pathetic. Jamie Raskin was the one, and you could tell when he spoke and when he put her in her place, she was afraid of him. Call him washed up, like that was, that's what they do. All of them, they use Darvo or they attack and insult because they respond to, and they are sensitive. They are weak. They are liars and don't have integrity. So when you're sitting up there as a senator or a Congress, a representative, you you do your job. What you're saying is not even accurate. It's just a lie. You went on ChatGPT and tried to find something about me. Well, you're in the hot seat, and that was her opportunity. That was her. She's so stupid that she didn't see. We all saw that. Everyone saw your display of absurdness, unprofessionalism, rudeness, She looked like, I don't even know what she looked like. She looked like a teenager having a temper tantrum. Oh yeah? Well, your mom is stupid. Like, girl, what? Huh? Excuse me? What is going on? But I like that. I was glad she responded that way. I was glad that people saw the absurdity of it. That was your opportunity to really display your humanity, your compassion, your empathy. That was a moment for her to display her integrity and that she can be professional, that she does care about the survivors and the victims who are no longer here, that she wants to seek justice. That was her opportunity to show them and the American people that she deserves that position. And like the people before her, Merrick Garland, she failed and made herself look crazy. It was crazy. It was like an unhinged person. No one is supposed to behave in that manner. No one who's the attorney general. But when you have someone like Donald Trump, yeah, they could behave that. They all do it. Kash Patel, P. Hegseth, they all behave that way. It's all children with mental health issues, with daddy issues, sociopaths. Eh, And so I say, yeah, good, because it further displays, it further displays the um, destruction of the right wing Republican Party. They have destroyed their party. Oh well, oh to the well, oh well. And so the more concerning things are, it's abundantly clear. We knew it was clear, but it's extremely clear that the Department of Justice really doesn't exist. Like, they are going after Donald Trump's enemies and pretending like, no, we're not. They are doing that. And grand juries are just like, what? What's going on here? It's scary. And so you ask, like, okay, well, there's no justice. There's no Department of Justice, y'all. We have judges that who uphold the law, yeah. But the Attorney General does not. Is not interested in doing that. So what do you do? What do you do? Who's her boss? Donald Trump. Who's his boss? The devil? I don't know. What do you do? What's the standard procedure? They know it. They know it. I did a video, Life After Trump, and I read on Pam Bondi. I will put the link down, and I talked about her and her. I talked about her fate, and I talked about how much she loves the power. And a real big indication of how much she loved the power is when that woman, um, her name's the representative name slips my mind, when she told her, purposely called her secretary, and she said, I'm Attorney General. And the lady said, oh, I couldn't tell. That hurt her. That hurt her bad. She loves the power, Pam Bondi. There's also some weird shit about her in the Epstein files. Her relation to someone, but I don't know about that. So allegedly, But why would you cover that up? Like, she has zero integrity. She has no. He's destroying her life, Donald Trump, and she's letting him because of power. But she also knows she's breaking the law. She also knows she can't turn back. Last thing I ever let a man destroy my life. Not in a million years. So I don't wish her luck. I wish her peril in terms of her job. She needs to lose it. How that will happen, they need to impeach her. Drop them documents. Y'all keep talking about it, and I just throw them up. Get it out there. Let's get it done. That's how I would fight for justice for the survivors. I don't care if y'all agree with me or not. I'm drawing these documents up every day. Every day. For these reasons. This is why. And Democrats, y'all don't want to come and do this? Somebody got to vote on it, because the Department of Justice, the department that's supposed to be free and autonomy, free of the president. I'm going to get to that in a second about Thomas Massie. I'm going to read on him. I don't trust him either. Because he said something that rang a bell for me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I see you, sir. Don't trust him at all. Anyway, that's all I got. I I don't have a lot of questions to get through. I just wanted to say all that. Pam Bondi, um, she is she's gonna go through some things. She knows it. She did some things too to show her. She kept doing. I'm not a body language expert, but I could tell how afraid she was. I could feel it in her energy. I could feel the franticness, and her having that binder gave her a sense of control, but it was an illusion. And she kept doing this with her hair. Every time she was uncomfortable, she would do this over and over. Every time she was uncomfortable. When they asked her to look at the survivors and apologize for unredacting the names, she couldn't, but she kept doing it. She did this with her hair. She would do this or this. Touch herself for comfort. You in danger, girl. You're not a man. And that is women like her, white women like her. You are living in a dream world if you think they're going to protect. They're going to throw you under the bus. You just made it worse for them. That's the channel message, by the way. She made it worse. She made it worse. We're moving on from that. No, child. No, you're not. No, you are not. Y'all better off working on getting rid of social media. Oh, anyway, how long have I been speaking? 24 minutes. I need water. I'll put the link of the reading I did for her. Child, the day of reckoning is upon us. All right, let's take a look at these questions. All right, so here's a mix of questions. I'm going to do it from the bottom to the top. All right, first question is about Thomas Massie. Thomas Massie is doing a good job as it pertains to the Epstein files. However, does he have an ulterior motive? Is he also working against the people? I'm not trusting the Republicans. That's a good question. Let's see. Let's see what the answer is. Okay. All right. Let's do the pendulum first. Okay, so wait, actually let me does he have good intentions? Okay. Yes and no. That's half of the message. Okay. Does Thomas Massie have good intentions? Yes, maybe. Okay. That's a maybe. Spirit guides say yes or no. Let's take a look at the cards before I give the full message. Okay, here are the cards. Okay. Thomas Massie, show me his intentions. Can you show me his intentions regarding the work he is currently doing? Well, I'll pull the cards and then I'll talk about what I heard him say. And I was like, what does that have to do with anything? I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Okay. Nine of Swords, and it came out in reverse, so I'll just put it in reverse, even though, you know. Nine of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I may be incorrect. That doesn't feel right. Let's see. Thomas Massie. Remember when Pam Bondi was insane? Ace of Cups in reverse. Listen. The Devil's trying to pop out too. Ace of Cups in reverse. Justice. King of Wands. I might have to shuffle. Nine of Wands. Hold on. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. Nine of Wands. Knight of Cups. Ten of Swords. The High Priestess is hiding things. King of Swords, he's looking for the truth. Eight of Wands. Alright, so we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Justice. King of Wands. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Knight of Cups. Ten of Swords. Don't trust him. The High Priestess. King of Swords. Eight of Wands. Can he be trusted? Yes or no? Can he be trusted? No. The devil. No. He said something innocuous when he responded to Pam Bondi. When he was confronting her about the unredacted and redacted information, she responded with her tactics, and I'm not even sure if she really like attacked him like that. Can't remember. It was a lot happening, but she responded, well, why didn't you ask Merrick Garland or, previous DOJs? And so absurd. So absurd. And he said, yeah, you're right. But he said Obama and Biden. And I said, my eyebrows raised because I just was like, well, what do they have to do with that? What do they have to do with that? Why are you mentioning these men, these former presidents? Why are you mentioning President Obama and President Biden? Because normally the Department of Justice has nothing to do with the president. And that let me know where his mind and spirit is still. He can't be trusted. Now, is he seeking justice? My God said, yeah, not this question when I asked, is yes and no, he's up to something now, it said. Okay? Is he truly seeking justice? I do sense he is, but let's see what Spirit says. Is Thomas Massie truly seeking justice? Is he truly seeking justice? It's not moving. It's not moving. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse and then Justice upright. King of Swords and King of Wands. 9 of Wands next to it. 10 of Swords is making me feel like he is betraying. King of Swords and King of Wands kind of makes me feel like he is reaching for the truth. I don't know what he's up to. It didn't move when I asked. I'm gonna ask the cards. The devil is there. You can't trust him at all. He might be doing this. Okay, I'm gonna ask this question. He might be doing this to save his seat. He might be doing this to say, like, it's not for compassion. Honestly, I'm being honest here. The Ace of Cups is in reverse. It's not for compassion. It's not for empathy. It's because he wants to look good, because the Knight of Cups are there. My engine is revving. He wants to look good to his constituents. The Knight of Cups is about charm. It's about people coming to you and you drawing people toward you. It's about popularity. And the Eight of Wands is underneath it. And so the King of Swords, the King of Swords, the King of Swords is you are searching for the truth, or you move through the bullshit of things. Okay, but the King of Swords is you do things strategic. You're strategic in your movements, cold, direct. He's trying to use what he got to get what he wants, and it's the Epstein files. He wants to keep a seat. He wants people to remember. He wants people to remember. That's the guy that stood up for the survivors and the victims. That's the guy on the right side of history. He ain't with them. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty smart. It's not out of the kindness of his heart. No, it's not. It's not. That's what he's hiding. Woo-wee! Because the King of Wands is there after justice, and to me, that says desire. It is about courage, but it's also, like this energy here feels like for self. I don't, Nine of Wands, like he's realizing things are rough out there for us Republicans. We got to keep pushing. And if I survive in this way, listen, he is very smart. He is very intelligent. Let me tell you something. That is a smart move. If I'm going to survive this destruction of my party, if I'm going to survive this, then I need to do this. I need to move strategically so that I can survive. King of Wands, King of Swords, Nine of Wands. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Wands. And the Knight of Cups is his desire to keep his position, to progress, to draw people to his side. So they could say, he sees the writing on the wall, right? With the king of swords here. Okay, and then you have the major cards. You have the Ten of Swords underneath the Ace of Cups in reverse. You have the Devil and the High Priestess. The High Priestess keeps secrets. He sees the issue. Like, damn, we are in peril. I got to do something. We ran on the Epstein files, the Republicans. That's what I'm a stick to. But he can't be trusted. He's still a Republican. You know what I mean? He's not doing this out of the gentleness and the calmness of his heart, that he actually cares about the victims. You know, they kiss babies, they're politicians, and hold them up. Woo! You know, to get the picture there, you know, on the right side of history. You know? Let's see what the pendulum says. Whew. All right. Okay. Is Thomas Massie seeking justice to save his seat? Is he seeking justice to save his seat? You see that's moving? Before it didn't move. Now it's saying yes. The Devil came out. High Priestess keeps secrets. They also see. He foresees, like, you know, we're screwed. Nine of Wands is saying, oh yeah, we're screwed. But I need to survive. I need to keep going. So this is what I need to do in order to do that. I just had a deja vu. You can't be trusted. No way, Jose. Someone replied to that question and said he also put forth a bill to have the USA leave NATO. This is highly suspect and concerning, in my opinion. You are correct. Yeah, so no, he can't be trusted. He is doing it to save his own butt, to look good. And Ten of Swords there, I don't know, I'm not sure if he's doing like double agent work. Um, but this to me says he's not doing this out of the kindness of his spirit. The Ace of Cups in reverse. He's doing it for his own gain, to look good. He's doing it for his own gain. You know, he's gonna go right back to what he was doing and who he is. Well, let's see. Let's see if he's a double agent. Is he a double agent? Is Thomas Massie? My guys are saying no. But it's interesting to me because has he gotten dumped on the Republican Party? Has Donald Trump said anything about him? I haven't been paying attention, so I wouldn't know. Has he criticized him? I'm about to see what the cards say and then really quickly investigate. Three of Pentacles. He might be a double agent. Six of Wands. Strength. The Hierophant. The Hermit. Y'all, let me see. Let's investigate and see if Donald Trump has said anything against him. Let's see. Recent news shows Trump and Thomas Massie, a Republican lawmaker, embarks on his biggest. Okay, yes, recently Donald Trump has publicly criticized Republican Representative Thomas Massie several times. Um, okay, several times. Direct insults, criticism. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, he said he should be primaried. Okay. Let me look at these cards again. Okay. Okay. I see what they're saying. Is Thomas Massie a double agent? Okay. Clit center. Is Thomas Massie doing this out of the kindness of his heart? No. Okay. Clit center. I'll ask the question again. Is Thomas Massie doing this to save his seat? Yes. That's what the yes and no. He said yes. Edgar said yes and no. He's not to be trusted. Don't trust him. Yes and no. Okay, so yes, he's doing it to save his seat. He's not really doing it. You know, Three of Pentacles. You know, experimenting or doing things on the side. You know, it's collaborating. He's collaborating with the. Maybe that's what the energy is. You know, but he can't be. He still has the devil energy there, and that his right wing sort of beliefs. Um, Three of Pentacles. I see why he would want to leave NATO, but that's some crazy stuff. That's crazy. You anyway. Three of Pentacles. Okay. Um, Six of Wands. Listen, this is him. His reputation and what he looks like matters to him. And if that's going to save his reputation, I'm not saying he's cold blooded and just don't give a shit. Excuse my language. But that's not his main reason for doing this. His reputation. He sees the writing. I can even go on ahead and say he has his own gifts. He sees the future of the Republican Party. He sees what is going down. And they ran on this. They ran on the Epstein files. That's all the MAGAs was talking about. Our memory is long. I'm gonna release the files. Mind you, dude was arrested under your watch, under your Department of Justice watch. The people you chose twice, the people you chose under the Department of Justice didn't do anything for all that time. Now you're saying, what? What files? We're moving on from that. Forget about them. Strength. He's surviving. He's saying, hey, look, this going down. So I need to use what I got to get what I want. I need to survive this. I can survive it. Hierophant. Government. Conformity. The hermit. He's withdrawing himself from this thing the Republicans are standing by, ignoring the Epstein files. He's not withdrawing from the party. He still believes in government and he still believes in that stuff, but the hermit is about separation. He's separating from the playbook in this sense for his own gain. Okay? I spent a lot of time on that, but I really like that question. It's important. It's important. Next question. It's not a lot of questions, by the way. I'm going to explore what will happen to Pam Bondi. But next question is, okay, can you please, I'm going through the motions here. Still, I am angry. I have to step away at times to control my anger. Can you please read on if the survivors of and victims of the Epstein files ever get real justice for the horrible, deceptive crimes, deaths committed against them? I can read on that. Yes, I can. My spirit guides say yes. My spirit guides stand in myself, hold strong on their energy, the survivors and those who are no longer here, the victims, that they will be the ones to get their own justice. And it will mean so much to other people who suffer at the hands of men and women like Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, all those people. All those people whose names also, all those Musks. That woman named her perpetrators. She put out a list of them. Okay. They said they will be the ones. I see them suing the United States government. I see them suing them and getting a lot of compensation from the government. I see them suing them. Will they receive? Ace of Wands. Yes. Yes, they will. The Magician. They have the power. I'm hearing a message. Okay. I'm going to share it with you guys. The survivors are universally protected. The survivors are universally protected. The victims, who are no longer here, are their protection. Energetically, they have shifted the power dynamic. power is in their hands. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Power will be worldwide. Make sure. Guys. Knight of Cups and Justice. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is such a sweet energy. And it speaks to care. It speaks to compassion. You know, on the flip side, it's about not, being realistic, and it's about idealism, but it's such a sweet, when it comes to healing, when it comes to like any sort of healing, the Page of Cups comes in, and it's really sweet. It's just like a gentle, it's coming to you. It's coming to you. It's hope. It's an assurance that you're being taken care of, that you'll be taken care of. The Empress. Feminine power, feminine energy, care, nurturance, healing, rebirth. The Fool on the bottom, new beginning. Temperance, y'all. Four of Wands, the answer is a resounding yes. They will get there. They will get there. Look at that. Look at this. Temperance is about balance. It's a card of healing. The real Temperance card, there's a symbol on the Temperance card that I want to read what it represents. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. On a classic, the angel, it's an angel, has a golden symbol on the chest that many people think Hebrew style letters. What does it mean? Divine presence and sacred balance. Spiritual harmony. God and source guiding the blending process. Sacred alignment. So, yes, is the answer. They will receive. We have the Ace of Wands, power, new beginnings, taking inspired action, speaking out, desire, a resounding yes, news coming out, okay? Using your voice, even though it's a wand. The Magician. What did my guide say? They have the power. Power balance. The power balance is in their hands. Power balance. The dynamic has shifted. Three of Cups. This is them. Three of Cups is a card of celebration, card of harmony, alignment. Okay? Justice. Self-explanatory. Three of Wands. Expansion. Growth. Waiting for results. What they're waiting for. Knight of Cups. Support. Page of Cups. That sweet energy. Healing is on its way. You will receive healing. I'll take care of you. And Empress, to affirm that, a major card, 3 major cards, 4 major cards, 5 major cards, divine intervention. You have Temperance, is a card of healing and balance. The Fool, taking a leap of faith, trusting where you land, a new beginning. There are no cards around the Fool here that says like, whoa, you need to calm down. 4 of Wands, balance, celebration. Yes. Yes. Will people be imprisoned? Elon Musk is going to jail. Will it be for that? Not sure, but he is going to jail. Sooner rather than later, quite honestly. Sooner rather than later. Let's see. Will people be imprisoned for being perpetrators with Epstein? Saying yes. Split a center. Will people in America be imprisoned? Look, it's saying no. Not in America. My guys are saying people will flee. People have fled. People have fled. But they will sue the United States government. They may sue the Department of Justice. That's coming down the pike. Will Epstein survivors sue the Department of Justice? Will they sue the Department of Justice? Will Epstein survivors sue the Department of Justice? Okay, saying yes. Yes, child. Yeah, they're going to be paid a lot of money. Okay. How long have I been talking? I can't see. What is it? Okay, an hour. All right. I might do 2 parts. I'm gonna do 2 parts. So I'm gonna end this right here, and then that's an hour. Whatever. I'm gonna end this here, and then jump into the next part. I'm just gonna break this up. Okay. So I will see you guys in part 2. All right. Let me just click this out. Bye. Like the video. Comment. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you. Bye.